Hi there, good afternoon. This is Vikrant and we are meeting each other today so that we can go ahead and talk about this exam called Maharashtra CET, and we are talking about it today because I have a breaking news to share with you. Maharashtra CET has announced its tentative dates for conducting this year's exam, and those tentative dates are, it may come as a surprise to some of you, 18th and 19th of March. So mind you, these are tentative dates, and we have seen in the past that they have occasionally even went on to delay it, but we nonetheless cannot really take, or we cannot afford to take that chance, and we must start our preparation at the earliest. We must start a preparation today so that we can go ahead and attempt this question to the best of our ability, right? So some of you may at this juncture wonder, hey, Maharashtra CET, I haven't heard of Maharashtra CET. What exactly is this? So I know that there are quite a few students who focus more on exams like CAT and XAT, but then we have a lot of other entrance exams that happen in the country. One of those entrance exams happens to be Maharashtra CET. So this is essentially a state level entrance exam. So this is an exam through which you can target colleges within Maharashtra, those colleges who offer MBA or MMS program, and the score is accepted by almost 400 B schools. So in case you wonder whether you should be applying to this particular exam or not, my answer would be a very unambiguous yes. So there are a lot of states that conduct their own exams. Maharashtra is one of them, but then the issue is that Maharashtra, particularly this area of Mumbai and Pune, that happens to have a lot of really good colleges. Okay, so for example, if I look at the colleges that accept the score, I cannot take you through all the 350, 400 colleges, but here are some of the top ones. So if you wish to get into this college called Jamnalal Bajaj Institute of Management Studies, Mumbai, Maharashtra CET is obviously one exam that you definitely need to write. And look at the average placement, average package for JBIMS competes with the best in the world. And another good thing about majority of the colleges that take admissions through Maharashtra CET is that the ROI, the return on investment, is really very appealing, really very attractive. And then we of course have KJ Somaya with a package of around 12 lakhs per annum. Then Pune University's MBA program also gives you a fairly decent average placement. Then you have Wellinkar in Mumbai. Then you have Sydenham, or the complete name is actually SIMSRI. Sydenham Institute of Management Studies, Research, Entrepreneurship, etc. So you have all of that here, and even there the packages are pretty decent. And apart from these, you also have colleges like SIMCOM and Bharati Vidyapeeth and ISMR and even more. So because this exam acts as a gateway to a lot of attractive colleges, make sure that you do apply to this particular exam. And you are on BYJU'S exam prep channel dedicated to the success of an MBA aspirant. And if you want a gateway to great colleges, this is the channel to be at. So if you are new here, do not forget to hit the subscribe button and join us. My name is Vikrant. I've been teaching for 22 years and I am going to bring in all my expertise, all my experience to ensure that you go on to perform really well in this particular exam. And then Harshit is saying IFT ke answer ki aa gaye. Absolutely yes, Harshit, I am aware of that. In fact, I was logging in to check the response sheet, etc. But I'll do that first thing after this session. So once again, if you are targeting all these colleges, please make sure that you do write Maharashtra CET. So here is a bit more about Maharashtra CET for you. First up, the eligibility criteria. There are no surprises here. the eligibility criteria is more or less equal to what you see for majority of the other colleges. So you need to be a graduate with 50% marks. It becomes 45% for backward classes and people with disabilities from Maharashtra. But if you are somebody who in final year, you can apply to this particular college. You need to be an Indian national. In case you are not an Indian national, but you are an NRI, even you can apply, provided you have gone through some India-based institute to go through your graduation. But then an even more important thing that you'd be interested in right now in order to start your preparation will be the paper pattern. So here is the overview for you. So it is a speed-based exam, okay? It is a test which lasts for 150 minutes, and in these 150 minutes you are supposed to answer 200 questions, and these 200 questions can broadly be divided across 4 sections. The marking scheme is very interesting. You get +1 for every right answer choice, which means that the maximum score that you can get in this exam is 200, but there is no negative marking. No negative marking whatsoever. Yes, Om, the last year the exam happened to be in August. In fact, if I remember it correctly, the original notification that was released last year gave us the dates of June, and then it got postponed to August. And this year the original information that says tentative dates, that's in March, but let us see. The exam may get postponed, but our preparation should start full steam ahead from today onwards. So the 4 sections in this exam are logical reasoning. This is a section which gets 75 questions. Then they have this particular component called abstract reasoning, which carries 25 questions. Thereafter, there are no surprises. You have a section on quantitative aptitude with 50 questions and another section that tests your understanding of verbal ability and reading comprehension, and even that section happens to have 50 questions. So a very even split between these 2 areas. Now, if I dive deeper into individual sections, so let's say if I were to pick up logical reasoning, you'd realize we'd be able to divide it into 2 categories: non-verbal reasoning and verbal reasoning. So non-verbal reasoning would typically have around 55 questions, at times a little more than that as well. And these are those aspects of reasoning which rely more on a structured way of thinking along with mathematical operators. So you have question types like arrangements, blood relations, directions, and all of these other areas that you see written here, right? And then you also have verbal reasoning, which contributes 15 to 20 questions to the logical reasoning section, where you typically have syllogism based questions, logical consistency questions, critical reasoning questions, although last year I don't think we had any CR last year, but those typical strengthening weakening questions. Then occasionally your cause and effect questions, verbal analogies, assertion reason questions. Those are the kind of things that they typically ask here. So it is not a very exhaustive list, and don't worry, now that the dates are announced, we will also bring our exclusive series that will help you prepare for Maharashtra CET. We'll take you through a lot of sessions at this very channel along with our app. So if you are there, I'm sure you'd have it covered. And now let us talk about abstract reasoning. Now this is a section which asks questions which you may not have encountered earlier. आलोक से उत्तर प्रदेश वाले भी दे सकते हैं. आलोक बिल्कुल कोई भी दे सकता है. सो महाराष्ट्र सीईटी का जो एग्जाम है यार, ये ना कुछ 35-40 शहर महाराष्ट्र के, उनमें इसका सेंटर आता है. उसके अलावा फिर बाकी आउटसाइड महाराष्ट्र भी 15 से 20 सिटीज में अपना सेंटर रखते हैं, और हर एक कॉलेज में ऑल इंडिया सीट्स या आउटसाइड महाराष्ट्र स्टूडेंट सीट्स अवेलेबल रहती हैं, टिपिकली अराउंड 15%. सो हाँ, एडमिटेडली बहुत ज्यादा सीट्स नहीं है अगर आपके पास महाराष्ट्र का डोमिसाइल नहीं है तो, बट एज आई सेड यार, अगर JBIMS में 18 सीट्स भी हैं, even if the college has 18 seats available through all India quota, we know that there are 18 students from outside Maharashtra who are going to get into this amazing college. And remember, I often tell you that one of the absolute basic requirement from a student is self-belief. You need to back yourself. You need to believe that you are a topper. And when that happens, you need only one seat, right? And there are 18. So abstract reasoning mein they ask you these questions based on visual reasoning. You've seen those questions where you have these images with different elements. Those elements may rotate, they may move, they may get introduced, they may get vanished, and then you need to figure out that movement pattern and then tell the examiner what the next image in that series should be. Similarly, you at times get these questions based on paper folding. Sort of more of a visual perception test. You can also get analogies and odd man out questions within abstract reasoning component. So this is something that is new, something that you may not have prepared for any of these other exams. So make sure that you start working harder on visual reasoning questions. Then when it comes to quantitative aptitude, no surprises here. These are the areas that you typically get majority of your 50 questions from. Arey Milind, we are always going to be there for our students. और तुम छोड़ो, ये तो कल रात को सेशन में कल रात को ही ले डालता, पता है कल क्या हुआ? दैट कल था ज़ैट, और ज़ैट का सेंटर, हे भगवान, ज़ैट हैज सेंट अस टू सेंटर्स so remote I can't tell you. The center that I had was 80 kilometers away from my house. और तुम्हें पता है शाम के टाइम में दिल्ली एनसीआर में 80 किलोमीटर गाड़ी चला करके आना. I reached home by around 9 p.m. So that's crazy, man. That was crazy. तो उसकी वजह से कल शाम को बैठ करके सेशन बनाने का कोई खास वक्त भी नहीं मिला और एनर्जी भी नहीं मिली. Otherwise, I could have done that even yesterday. So you can count on us for that. And then इसी में within quantitative aptitude, do expect a bit of DI as well. And then finally, when I talk about VARC, what would you get? You'd get reading comprehension questions. You'd get quite a few grammar questions where the focus particularly is on error identification. So you remember SNAP and IFT that at times even ask you very basic foundational questions. Maharashtra CET generally does not do that. It will usually ask you to identify the errors or improve the sentences. Then you'd get vocabulary based questions. So within vocabulary based questions, we have seen synonyms and antonyms. We've seen questions based on idioms and phrasal verbs. We have also seen questions that are based on foreign expressions. Remember foreign expressions, that they may give you a word like say deja vu, and then they may ask you, okay, what does this word mean? So such things. Om, let us talk about this in a little while. अब भी बताता हूँ यार, ये भी बताता हूँ. Then fill in the blank questions, and of course our standard question type, parajumbles, which are going to be multiple choice questions in your Maharashtra CET. So in case you have appeared for exams like SNAP and IFT and NMAT, then there is nothing new for you in this particular exam. But nevertheless, I would still want you to focus on these three question types, okay? Grammar, vocabulary, and fill in the blanks, in addition to, of course, parajumbles and reading comprehension. But I hope that you're already more than adequately prepared for it. And now to answer your question, Om, what should be the target score for us? So see, basically, to be on the safe side, we say that you are going to target a score of 99.7 percentile and above if you want to get into one of these good colleges as a non-Maharashtrian. If you are from Maharashtra, then I think a score of 95 percentile above leads to a lot of interesting colleges for you. Now, if I translate it into marks, I'd say that you'd need to score around 142 marks and above. And since Om has specifically asked me about Jamnalal Bajaj, as a lot of people do, if you want to get through into Jamnalal Bajaj through those all India seats or outside Maharashtra student seats, if I look at the last couple of years, you needed to score around 99.97 or at times even 98 percentile. That approximately will be 153, 154 marks. And see, because they do not have a GD interview subsequently, they only have a counseling process. Whatever happens has to happen at this stage. So that is why the scores can at times be insanely high. But mind you, 153 out of 200. So you can afford to let go of 47 of those marks and still convert it. And the difficulty level, I mean, in terms of difficulty level, the exam is usually easy to moderate. It is not a very challenging exam, and therefore, I don't think you should really worry much. So all I'd suggest is that you know the syllabus now, and we'd give you even more details. We'll break the syllabus down into even smaller components for you once our series of Maharashtra CET starts on this very channel. Along with, let's not forget, we do a lot of open sessions on BYJU'S exam prep app as well. So we'd give you all the nitty-gritties. All that you need to do is now start revising, start practicing, make sure that you become really very regular with your mocks. So Om, last year if you got 94 percentile without preparation, I believe that if you prepare now for the next 60 odd days, I'm actually able to see you studying in Jamnalal Bajaj. Yeah? You can definitely increase it by 5 percentile more, 5.5 percentile more in the next 60 days. So make sure that you just start focusing. So if you feel that all this information is useful for you, do show some love, like the session, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel. Additionally, we have our All India Open Mock for CMAT starting soon. The registrations are open. CMAT also gives you a lot of question types which are similar to Maharashtra CET. So this open mock can be very useful for all the serious aspirants. So make sure that you do appear for this particular session too. And if you know those who are preparing for CAT 23, do let them know about us. We also usually have a scholarship test going on, so they can keep an eye out on that. And then there are some people who believe that they are studying in college or they are working, and how can they really go ahead and prepare for the CAT? So on 14th of January, Saral sir is bringing in a session to answer all those questions. So how to manage your CAT prep along with your job, or along with your studies, or along with whatever else that is happening in your life. So make sure that you attend that particular session, and we are wherever you are. So if you have any more questions, any more concerns, any more issues, don't hesitate in reaching out to us on any of these platforms. Okay, and that would generally be sufficient. Shalini is asking for the cutoff for Pune University's MBA. Let me, I'd have to actually sit down and think. I think it was around 99 percentile last year, if I am not mistaken. And 99 percentile last year. So I'm basically talking about a score of say around 132, 133. That's what we are probably talking about. Right, Shalini? So at least aim for 99 percentile plus. I generally say that 99.5 percentile plus. So if you are aiming at 142, you should be able to get all the colleges. For Jamnalal Bajaj though, you need to have that additional push happening. Right? So that's it from me today. If you enjoyed this session, do like, share and subscribe, and I look forward to meeting you very soon with lot more sessions that help you prepare for CMAT and Maharashtra CET and TISNET. We still have more exams to go. So जोश हाई रखना है, कमी नहीं आने देनी है फोकस में, हाँ बिल्कुल, वो होता है ना होम स्ट्रेच में पहुंच के हम लोग कई बार ढीले पड़ जाते हैं, ये ना आप करेंगे ना हम आपको करने देंगे. So be regular here and I am sure you'd be on the right track. So until I see you next, Om, I shared the cutoff for Jamnalal Bajaj. I think it was around 153 last year. Right? तेरे लिए तो पूरा एनालिसिस बताया था यार जमनालाल बजाज का, ध्यान रख. You asked and I added that about Jamnalal Bajaj, 99.97, 99.98, which would generally be at around 153. Okay, so that's it from me today. Until we meet next, stay safe, stay focused, stay in touch. If you have any question, any concern, reach out to us using any of these places, right? Take care. See you soon.